I'm your host, Justin.
And I'm Mitch.
And today we bring you one of our events. So we're going to cover an oldie but goodie.
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
We're doing the Justice Society of America.
The old
JSA.
JSA.
It's in celebration of the new Stargirl show that just aired on the DC streaming service.
Which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I was sold within the first 5 minutes. Now they drop more money into this first 5 minutes opening scene than they do most entire shows.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm a little on the fence on it, though.
I don't know.
A couple of reasons. One, I am a fan. Luke Wilson is in this show. I am a fan of Luke Wilson. I'm a fan of both Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson. My problem with both of them is their voice and the tempo of their voice. I'm never sure if they are a good actor or are they just reading off the script. Like, are you a good actor? I can't tell.
Is that the biggest qualm?
And the effects sometimes are really good.
Yeah.
Sometimes the effects kind of tank.
Yes. Yes. That opening scene, though, I think they dumped all the money in.
Yeah. And all the effects with Stargirl and her staff were also really good.
And I feel like it's a work in progress. It's
Yes.
only going to get better as Season 2, Season 3, if there's more come out.
Yeah.
This was a really big project for them to actually tackle.
Yes.
In the sense that this is the team that started it all.
Yes.
A rendition of the team that started it all.
Yes, quite literally, actually. So, the Justice Society of America, their first appearance was in All-Star Comics issue number 3 way back in 1940. All right, so the original lineup of the Justice Society was Dr. Fate, Hourman, the Spectre, Sandman, Atom, the Flash, Green Lantern, and Hawkman.
And that was the originals.
That was the originals of the Justice Society of America. So, the first issue, there wasn't any even the first bunch of issues. Really, there was never really a lot. Not like Justice League of America, where they had they band together to fight one big great evil.
Right.
It was mostly. Today's story is more focused on the Spectre, and then the Spectre is chasing his villain, and then when it comes to the final battle, then they'll group together to fight the final battle, kind of thing.
Okay, so it was more of they're part of the group, but today we focus on...
That's right.
Kind of like how they did Season 1 Lost.
That's right.
This episode is all about so-and-so.
That's right. That's right.
All right. I like that style.
Yeah.
It gives each one the spotlight, but then says, oh yeah, remember, these guys are there too.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like I said, 1940. So, the Justice Society of America is officially the first ever superhero team-up.
Yeah? Yeah, that'd do it. Did they even beat the first family?
Yes.
Fantastic Four?
Oh, easily. The Fantastic Four was until 1962.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, this one's huge.
Yeah.
And considering how long that team stuck,
yeah,
it's interchanged members, but...
Yeah. Although the original run did go until... So it started in 1940.
Till 61, I believe?
57 in 1951.
Oh, okay. So it had about an 11-year streak.
Yeah.
It died off.
Yeah.
And then
it got returned when Barry Allen the Flash.
Well, it disappeared for a bit, did it not?
Yeah. So Justice Society disappeared from 1951 up until the two Flashes, when Barry Allen Flash meets Jay Garrick Flash, when Barry Allen goes to the other reality, to the Earth 2, and meets Jay Garrick the Flash, and the Flash issue number 123 in 1961.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So 1961 is when they come back.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not an Infinite Crisis or Flashpoint, though.
No.
That is just Barry's first time.
This is the first introduction to the idea of Earth 2.
Parallel universes. The multiverse.
That's right.
Okay. And so then that brings us back into the sense that there's another world. There's other things happening out there, and that is what we just covered recently in our Infinite Crossover event.
Yeah.
Infinite Crisis.
As a matter of fact, so from that point in 1961, so the Justice League of America and the Justice Society of America So the two teams from Earth 1 and Earth 2 would have annual team-ups all the way up until 1985 when they did the final Crisis. Earth Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Oh, so then after Flash reached Earth 2,
yeah,
he kind of told the other guys and they started coming back and forth?
Yeah.
Interesting. How did they travel between the multiverses? Do you have any idea?
Multiple different ways. So Flash has the ability to travel between universes. Dr. Fate has the ability to travel between universes. The Spectre has abilities to transform from different realities as well.
So they have some options.
Yeah.
And then they can obviously bring others with them, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Fate most likely would be the one.
I would say he would be the big one, yeah. Now,
or the Spectre, but mostly Dr. Fate.
Yes. Now, so this brings us our origin up until 61.
Yes.
So, origin, they started as a formed group?
Yeah, so let me go through the publication history here. So we did, new series. Okay, so after 1985, after Crisis on Infinite Earth, I'm just going to skip ahead real quick. There was a new JSA series that started in 1999 that went until 2006.
And that's kind of what we're getting right now.
That's right. And then the Justice Society of America from 2007 to 2011.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, and how the Justice Society originally worked back in the 1940s is, so you had that team that it listed off, but every time one of those members ended up getting popular enough and getting their own series, they'd be taken out of the Justice Society of America, becoming only a honorary member, and then they would get replaced by a new character. So the first one to leave the team was Jay Garrick, the Flash, because he was the most popular. He ended up getting his own series.
Right.
Jay Garrick, the Flash, ended up leaving the Justice Society. He got replaced by Johnny Thunder, and that was by issue 6.
Okay, now Johnny Thunder, I believe, is in the Stargirl show.
Sort of.
Sort of, kind of. We haven't seen him yet.
We've seen his pen.
Ah, that was his pen.
The lightning, the thunder.
Thunder pen or whatever.
Yeah. That pen contains the genie that Johnny Thunder. That is Johnny Thunder. Right?
Now, I'm unfamiliar with a lot of these characters.
Yes. That's why I wanted to do this episode. Because a lot of people watching will be unfamiliar with these characters.
Like, who's Johnny Thunder?
We did talk about Johnny Thunder a little bit when we did our episode on the Flash. So, yeah, because Johnny Thunder got his start in the Flash comics.
Okay.
And Johnny Thunder was he's kind of a bumbling hero. He doesn't know that he's a hero kind of thing. Because he is possessed by this genie. And his genie, whenever you say the magic words, which is spelt differently, but it's pronounced "hey you." So every time he says "hey you," the genie comes out and does things.
Oh man!
And he's unaware of it. But this genie is like really powerful.
It sounds like such a horrible character. Hey you, me? No, not you.
And that power, that genie has passed on from generation to generation. There is a current Johnny Thunder. I forgot what it's called though. It's not Johnny. It's something else Thunder.
Yeah.
But he's got the genie as well.
Well, it looks like to me in the Stargirl show, in the opening credits of the show, you see a lot of the team appearing to be killed off. Whether or not they are or not, yet to be determined.
Yes.
As the show goes on, time passes. I believe they skip ahead 10 years right away.
Yes.
We're just going to extrapolate the information and assume they're going to kick off a new Titans-type child team.
Yeah.
Of Justice Society.
Yeah.
Like that. That's the sense I'm getting from the show. We're getting a Runaways cast.
Yeah.
About to, come at us.
There's a lot of elements of this show that does remind me of Runaways.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
with the secret society of the parents and the parents being like all these evil masterminds and.
Well, it relates back to almost Buffy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the high school principal's the big baddie, you know? And it's like, the scientist who's well-renowned in the community, he's the big baddie.
Yeah.
And, the mayor and it's the same concept.
Yeah.
All these people sleeping so close to home, doing all the treachery.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot of promise.
Yes. Yes, it does.
I'm excited and one of my favorite things is Grundy's in it.
Yes.
And we get to see a real Grundy.
Yes.
None of this Gotham bullshit Grundy.
Yes.
like within the first 5 minutes, as you see, Grundy steps out.
8 foot tall, 400-pound Grundy.
Yeah, like this thing's like Frankenstein on steroids.
Yeah,
and it was great.
Yeah.
I just want to see more of it.
Yeah,
like because they've done a really good job at not showing him off too much.
No.
I don't think they've shown his face.
No, it's all been like in the shadows.
In the shadow, dark. You see a silhouette, a figure, this hulking mass, and good.
Yeah,
that's how you need to introduce characters.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit and make me want more.
Yeah.
As far as the other people in the opening credits, you said that we saw Wildcat.
Yes.
We saw Dr. Fate.
Yes. So let me go through. Yeah. So
Dr.
yeah.
Midnight, Miss Owlman.
That's our. No, that's not Owlman. That's Dr. Midnight. The guy with the owl is Dr. Midnight.
Okay.
But you also have Hourman. So
Hourman.
Yeah. Okay, so let me go through the members.
Right? This is the original group, not the Stargirl cast.
That's right. So the original group being Dr. Fate, Hourman, Spectre, Sandman, Adam, Jay Garrick, The Flash, Alan Scott, Green Lantern, and Hawkman. That's the original lineup.
Majority of those are all familiar, except for Hourman and probably Sandman and Midnight.
And also it's not the Adam you think it is.
Oh, it's not the Adam. Ooh, who the hell is it?
All right, so Dr. Fate. Let's go through the list here because I did a lot of notes for today.
You would need
to. So I'm not going into great details of each one of these characters.
Give me the Cole's notes.
Pretty much. So Dr. Fate first appearance was in More Fun Comics number 55 in 1940.
He's a very strong magician of sorts.
Yeah, real name is Kent Nelson. He's possessed by the helm of Nabu. Nabu is a ancient wizard from Egypt who's like really powerful. Is considered the Lord of Order.
Okay.
His powers consist of spellcasting. So Kent Nelson himself is an accomplished wizard, but Nabu has taught him more powerful magics. So he has spellcasting, flight, superhuman strength, invulnerability, telekinesis, telepathy, pyrokinesis, lightning manipulation, teleportation, healing, force fields, ice manipulation, immaterial. He could go translucent, and can travel between parallel Earths.
He's really, really strong.
Yes. He's unable to counteract spells that are already in effect, but he can cancel elemental spells from other weaker magicians. His magic is depicted by an Ankh. So every time he casts a spell, an Ankh appears. And Fate's powers have been described as true conversion of energy into matter and matter into energy.
So you can basically just get power off anything.
Yeah, you could recreate reality almost.
He's super strong, which brought the question to mind: how the hell did they beat him?
Well, as I said, some of these characters, like there's some members of the Justice Society, they're weak. They're not superpowered or anything like that. I could see why they get killed. But there's some characters that are some of the most powerful characters in all of DC. Like some of these characters are part of the Justice Society, could kick Superman's ass. So I don't see how this group of villains would be able to kill these members.
Well, that was just it. The villains didn't seem like they were nothing special. We got...
There's some. I'll go over that list.
I was going to say, that comes next.
Yeah. Okay, so you got Hourman. Hourman's first appearance was in Adventure Comics number 48 in 1940.
Okay.
His real name is Rex Tyler. In Stargirl, I read this and I needed to write it down so I didn't forget it. In Stargirl, Hourman was played by Lou Ferrigno Jr.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't see his face? So
but still.
No, but that's good.
Yeah. Lou Ferrigno Jr.
That's good.
So Rex invented Miraclo. It's a drug.
Okay.
Which grants him special abilities for 1 hour. That's why it's called 1 hour. That's why it's called Hourman. There's been multiple Hourmans.
Does the ability change each
No.
time you use it? Or it's always the same.
It's always the same stuff. So the drug, what it does, it gives him super strength, durability, increased resistance to physical damage, improves small arms fire, increased speed, night vision, and can survive underwater.
Improved small arms, so it makes him better at shooting guns?
No, impervious to small arms. Impervious to small arms fire.
You get gun skill. I was never a good shot.
So the Miraclo event originally was taken as a pill form.
Okay.
And he eventually switches it up to being like a
gas.
Epidermic patch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like a smoking patch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or just like how Venom was being taken by Bane in Batman Beyond.
Oh, okay.
In Batman Beyond, Bane's Venom was adapted into a hypodermic patch.
Mm-hmm. Now, can he just go hour upon hour of just taking his thing?
No, he actually has to go an hour of not taking a drug before he can take it again.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so he has an hour of good, an hour of bad.
Yeah.
An hour of good, an hour of bad, and he winds up a junkie at the end anyways.
Pretty much. There's been multiple Iron Men since him, so he's the one who invented the drug.
Cool.
Yeah. Not exactly your most PC hero.
No, like, here, take drugs,
Yeah.
get strong, fight crime.
Yeah.
Don't do it too often.
No. So that was Our Man. Spectre.
Yep.
Spectre, his first appearance was in More Fun Comics number 52 in 1940.
Okay.
His real name is Jim Corrigan, who was a dead cop who acts as a host to the cosmic entity of the Spectre. And this Spectre is pretty much the physical embodiment of God's wrath. Has all the abilities that God would have, which include but are not limited to manipulation of time and space, matter control, invulnerability, and limitless strength.
So him alone.
Yes.
Like,
he's one of the most powerful characters in all of DC.
Why do you even need him on the team?
That's just it.
Why do you even need a team?
That's just it. That's just it. It's like, well, I mean, it's just
Could
like,
he just duplicate himself?
just like Watchmen having Dr. Manhattan on their team. I mean, like,
I am the team. Well, he duplicates himself.
Yeah.
Why the hell can't Spectre?
Yeah, well, Spectre pretty much can. I'm pretty sure. Spectre could do whatever he wants, really. Like I said, he could do anything. Like, he is God, essentially.
Doesn't make sense.
Nope. So that's the
comics are weird.
Yes, they are. So that was a Spectre. Then you have Sandman. So Sandman got popularity in the 1980s when Neil Gaiman wrote for Sandman. But Sandman's first appearance was in New York World's Fair Comics #1 in 1939. I think he's actually older than Superman.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I think.
Give me one moment.
Yeah. Right, you got a Sandman comic?
I don't think so, but I can check.
Okay. Yeah. So Sandman's real name is Wesley Dodds. And nothing really special about him other than the fact that he has prophetic dreams. His cryptic prophetic dreams of crimes. So he'll have this cryptic dream that'll tell him about a crime that's about to happen so that he could go out and actually stop that crime. And he's equipped with a gun that shoots his sleeping gas. Yeah. That's it. That's Sandman. But when you think about like old film noir superheroes, Sandman is on top of that. Sandman and the Shadow are the two characters that first comes to mind when it comes to like film noir or noir style detective superheroes. Then you got the Atom. All right, so a lot of people, even myself, I thought the Atom would be Ray Palmer. But no, this is the first original Atom. His first appearance was in All American Comics #19, 1940. And his real name is Al Pratt. And he actually has no powers whatsoever. He's just a short man, and he's 5'1". It was trained by the ex-boxer Joe Morgan, the same guy who trained Wildcat and Guardian. So that's it. He's just a really short guy. Small dog syndrome. That's his power. Then we have Jay Garrick, the Flash. We talked about him in our Flash episode a little bit. And Jay Garrick is seen in the Flash TV show as well. So yeah, Jay Garrick was the original Flash. how he became the Flash is that he was at work. He inhaled some vapors at work that activated his speedster metagene. So it turns out that Jay Garrick was a metahuman. So it turns out Jay Garrick... So did you hear what I said about the Atom?
He had no powers at all. He was short man syndrome.
Yeah, 5'1". He got trained by the guy who also trained Wildcat.
So he was just a fighter.
Yeah, just 5'1" fighters.
I just picture like,
Puck.
Yeah.
Puck from Alpha Flight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So Jay Garrick, he inhaled vapors at work that activated his metagene that made him a speedster.
Okay.
Which became the Flash.
Now, there's metas in Marvel and DC?
Metas in DC is mutants in Marvel.
Okay. Just had to clarify that.
Yes.
Alright.
Just like in how S.H.I.E.L.D.
Inhumans
are mutants. It's just they didn't have the rights to the mutant name until they bought Fox.
Yes.
That's why I was thinking of S.H.I.E.L.D. when I asked that.
Yeah. And Jay Garrick was actually the first chairman of the Justice Society. So when the Justice Society first formed, Jay Garrick was the chairman.
In the sense that he
was the leader.
He was the leader.
Yeah. And then when he left at issue 6, Alan Scott took over as a leader for a little bit.
Yep.
And when Alan Scott left, Hawkman took over, and Hawkman remained the leader until the end of for the entirety of the Justice Society.
40 to 51.
That's right.
That's a good stretch. It's a good stretch for that team.
Yeah. So Alan Scott, I wrote a little bit more about Alan Scott. So Alan Scott, he's got his first appearance in All American Comics number 16, 1940.
Yeah. Now we covered him in our Green Lantern episode.
Yes, we did. But I didn't write this stuff down, so I just want to go over real quick.
Ooh, bonus. Yeah.
So what happened with Alan Scott is his story goes back thousands of years ago.
Yep.
Thousands of years ago, there was a meteor that landed in China, and this green flame started talking and predicted it's going to act 3 times. Once to bring death, once to bring life, and once to bring power. So a lamp maker came across this meteor and ended up forging a lamp out of the meteor. But the locals thought this was blasphemous, and they killed this lamp maker. But the flames ended up killing all of the village people. So everybody died pretty much.
Okay.
So that was the first prophecy where it'll bring death.
Okay.
The next time was more in modern times. The lamp fell into the hands of a mental institution patient who ends up telling this guy to fashion the lamp into a modern train lantern. So that's why it went from a lamp to a lantern that you would see on a train. This lantern ended up restoring this guy's sanity and gave him a new life. So that was the second prediction. The first was death, then it'll bring life. So it returned this guy's sanity and gave him a new life. And the last one was power. This is where Alan Scott, who was a young railway engineer, came across the lantern, and the lantern instructed Alan how to fashion a ring out of the lantern and imbuing him his Green Lantern powers.
Fuck, all these steps.
Yeah. That's why I wrote those down.
So many years.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
The item to make the first Green Lantern was around for so long before it actually took effect.
Yeah. Yeah, and then years later when they merged Earth 1 and Earth 2, they retconned a bunch of stuff. Alan Scott's powers is actually more in line with the green. The green is what feeds his powers. The constructs that he creates are circled or are embodied by green flames rather than just a green light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you know in the opening scenes for Stargirl, the green fire everywhere was Alan Scott, like the Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until rewatching research videos today, which kind of highlighted it. It's like, because you don't see him.
No.
At no point do you see...
You see him in the picture. There's a picture of the
You see him in the picture, but at no point do you see him during the battle.
No.
All you see is the fire everywhere.
Yeah.
Which I was like, Easter eggs. So many Easter eggs.
Yeah. So Hawkman, we did an episode on Hawkman and Hawkgirl is what we did it on. No, what was it, Hawkman? We did it on Hawkman. We did it on Hawkman. So we did an episode on Hawkman. We did touch on Hawkgirl, but it was mainly Hawkman. Yeah.
The Hawks.
Yeah. Real name Carter Hall, first appearance Flash Comics issue number 1, 1940. And he became the chairman of the JSA after J. Garrick and Alan Scott. I had to put a lot of notes on this guy, but we did a full episode on him.
Yeah. Go watch your episode.
Yeah. Then after that, so let me go to my notes on members, because I actually wrote down when they joined. So after the original team, Johnny Thunder ends up joining in All-Star Comics issue number 6.
Okay.
That was when Jay Garrick left.
All right.
And then Dr. Midnight joined All-Star Comics issue number 8. That was when Alan Scott left.
Okay.
All right. Wonder Woman ended up joining the Justice Society in All-Star Comics issue number 12.
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific ended up joining in All-Star Comics issue number 24.
Yep.
Same with Wildcat. He also joined in issue number 24.
They both joined same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific and Wildcat. Black Canary didn't join until issue number 41.
Oh, wow.
And then Star Spangled Kid didn't join until issue number 64.
Star Spangled Kid later becoming Starman.
No, actually, 2 different people. Starman. I'm sorry, I skipped Starman. Starman was issue number 8. So Dr. Midnight and Starman both got their starts in issue number 8. And then Star Spangled Kid started in issue number 64.
Is that Stripes?
That's with Stripes. So Star Spangled Kid and Stripey was issue number 64. Power Girl in 64 as well, and Huntress in 72.
Okay.
So those last 2, Power Girl and Huntress, and Star Spangled Kid, those weren't until like the 1970s. So they were no longer in the golden age. We're now in the silver age of comics. Because Huntress is Helena Wayne, the daughter of Bruce Wayne and Catwoman from Earth 2.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we not see her in the Harley Quinn movie? Is that not Huntress?
That's Huntress from Earth 1. Yeah.
I was going to say, because she's from the Burt and Ellie family.
Yes. Yeah, that's different Helena.
So this is Bruce Wayne's daughter, Huntress?
Helena Wayne. Yeah. Earth 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing I want to reiterate. So, Justice Society of America, or JSA for short, is the Earth 2 team. We've mentioned enough here, but I just want to make sure that that's well understood. It's the Earth 2 version of the Justice League of America. But yeah, so I wrote stuff on every one of these guys too. So Dr. Midnight, I knew nothing about him really. Dr. Midnight, his first appearance was in the All-American Comics number 25 in 1941.
And what is Dr. Midnight special or known for?
Well, so his real name is Charles McNider.
Okay.
And he was a surgeon that was removing a bullet from a witness that was set to testify against the mob. And when a mobster threw a grenade into the room, killing the witness and blinding McNider. McNider meets this owl who removes the bandages, and this is when, around his eyes, and this is when McNider discovers that he could still see, but only in perfect darkness. So,
so he wears what? Goggles that are spray painted black?
As a matter of fact, he creates visors that allows him to see during the day and uses blackout bombs capable of blacking out all light.
Man.
Yeah. And he ends up adopting that owl as his sidekick called Hootie.
And that was the owl that we see?
Yes.
And it has special powers, I would imagine. This owl?
I didn't read anything about special powers about Hootie.
Oh, because I just figured, like, owl's still sitting there in the house 10 years.
Yeah, it's kind of weird,
10
right?
years later, I'm like,
yeah.
Who's looking after you? Who's feeding you?
But yeah, McNider briefly became Starman when Ted Knight, the original Starman, ended up getting a nervous breakdown. I'll go over that in a second.
Okay.
So, but yeah, McNider, Dr. Midnight, he becomes Starman for a little bit.
Alright.
He does become Starman. Yeah.
Alright, so Starman, it brings us to
Starman. So Starman, his first appearance was in Adventure Comics number 61 in 1941. His real name is Ted Knight.
Yeah.
He was an astronomer and an expert scientist who creates the gravity rod and eventually creates the cosmic rod, the cosmic staff, I should say.
And that's what okay.
And when the love of his, so he creates this staff, and this staff has the cosmic rod that gives him the ability to fly, project bursts of stellar energy, project intense light, heat, create force fields and constructs similar to how Green Lantern could create constructs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's really cool how you see Stargirl use a staff because she's a gymnast, so she'll throw the staff and she'll mentally command it to stay in the air. She could use it to do like gymnastic stuff. She'll cancel out the anti-gravity effect on the staff and drop down and do cool little tricks with it and whatnot. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought she made a lot better use of it than Joel McHale was, because that's the actor they got for Starman, Joel McHale. Yeah. He's one of the main actors on that Community show.
Oh, okay.
And he has he has some kind of talk show that he does now.
Okay.
So like, I was surprised they got him to be one of their main dudes.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big budget because they got him, Luke Wilson, Amy Smart. Hell, I forget who else they got coming in, but they have other people coming in.
Yeah, that's it. So, truth be told, I've had a long time crush on Amy Smart. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm quite happy she was in there.
Nice.
Yeah. Because she's in one of my favorite movies. She's in Peaceful Warrior. Amy Smart is in that movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that movie changed my life. Yeah, that's how important it is to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has Nick Nolte in it, and it has Scotty from Eurotrip. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. He can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
Peaceful
I recommend
Warrior.
The Peaceful Warrior. It's based off the book Way the Peaceful Warrior.
Okay.
By Danny Miller.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, after Ted Knight's love of his life, Doris, gets murdered, combined with Ted's role in the creation of the atomic bomb. So Starman, who was an astronomer and expert scientist, was actually part of the team that developed the atomic bomb.
Oh.
Yeah. So the combination of the murder of the love of his life with his role in the creation of the atomic bomb, he ends up having a nervous breakdown and gets confined into a mental institution for a number of years.
And what is that prior to where we saw on the show?
Yes.
Okay.
No, actually, there's a lot more to talk about for the show. So the show is actually kind of fun. They kind of combine.
They mislead you a lot. Don't
they combine two characters into one almost.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah. So Ted Knight did have an affair with Black Canary at one point as well. Okay. Starman, he ended up having an affair with Black Canary at one point.
Okay.
So that was Starman. Then you got Mr. Terrific.
Yep.
Mr. Terrific, his first appearance is in Sensation Comics #1 in 1942. His name is Terry Sloan. He was a rich man with photographic memory, Olympic level athletic skills, and a mastery of martial arts. And his whole shtick was fair play. He'd have fair play written on his shirt, and that was his whole entire motto. It was just fair play.
No cheap shots.
Is that?
No cheap shots, no fighting dirty.
Well, there's that, but there's also, you attack this old lady, I get to attack you, kind of thing.
I got it. Tit for tat kind of thing.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So that's it for him. It's just Mr. Terrific had nothing special about him other than the fact that
his little orbs.
Well, no, that's a different Mr. Terrific.
That's the more modern day version of it.
That's right. So this Mr. Terrific, he's just a Renaissance man. He's like highly intelligent, photographic memory. He's a gifted athlete, Olympic level athlete, and a master of martial arts.
He's Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. All right.
So Wildcat. When did Wildcat? I didn't say when Wildcat joined the team. But Wildcat ended up joining the team. His first appearance was in Sensation Comics #1 in 1942 as well.
And so Wildcat trained Batman how to fight.
That's right. So his real name is Ted Grant. He was magically given 9 lives, which is why he remained as young as he has over the years. Yeah. And yeah, he was trained by the same guy who trained Adam.
Okay.
But Wildcat himself became a world-class boxer who ended up training Batman, Black Canary, and even Superman.
Oh, yeah. Even Superman asked for tips and stuff.
Yeah, and he wasn't just a boxer. He also was a master of capoeira, Hapkido, kickboxing, Krav Maga, Muay Thai, and Taekwondo.
So he's a mixed martial arts fighter.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
now, how many of his 9 lives has he got left?
I don't know. I know he's still kicking around now.
Yo, he's still alive in, today, 2020.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's died a bunch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in Crisis on Infinite Earth, he ends up getting injured so badly that he ended up becoming a quadriplegic. But then they retconned that, and he actually survived. He didn't become a quadriplegic.
That's a lame retcon.
Yeah.
Just let him be. You
So
always put him out of his misery and have him come back.
Yeah. So this is where things get confusing. Not confusing. This is where things makes a little bit more sense with the show. So it's going around the show. Star Spangled Kid. His first appearance was in Star Spangled Kid issue number 1 in 1941.
Okay.
All right. So he is an older character. His real name, you'll recognize the name, Sylvester Pemberton. They mentioned Starman. His real name is Sylvester Pemberton in the show.
Oh, okay. It's not Ted Knight.
No, in the show they said his name was Sylvester. Yeah, so that's Star Spangled Kid. And Star Spangled Kid, his sidekick was Stripesy.
Right.
And Star Spangled Kid was a spoiled, pampered, rich kid who snuck out at night to fight crime. He was the first superhero where he was a kid superhero, and the adult was his psychic. Stripesy was Pat Dugan, played by Luke Wilson in the show.
Right.
Was older than...
He was his driver.
Yeah.
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 So that's who they depicted him to be, and they had Star Spangled Kid grow up into Starman.
Yeah.
So they mixed the two characters.
Yeah. They combined the two, really.
Why?
Yeah. Wow.
That's weird.
Yeah. But, so, it kind of makes sense, though, to make everything a little bit...
more connected?
Yes, I will eventually. I'm going to order one online.
To make things more connected between Stargirl, Starman,
That's right.
and Stripesy.
Makes it easier, more of a smooth transition for the story.
Otherwise, Stripesy and Stargirl would have nothing in common. It would be...
she does. And
they would both just know the Justice Society, but...
It just makes it easier to talk about it.
I feel, yeah.
But yeah, so both as in Sylvester and Pat Dugan, they were both superb acrobats and they were both sufficiently trained in hand-to-hand combat.
Okay.
In hand-to-hand combat, and Pat was also an accomplished mechanic as well.
Right, and we see that with the robot work and the repairs in the car and whatnot that he does.
Yeah. And at one point, Starman does get injured, and he ends up loaning the cosmic staff to Sylvester, to Star Spangled Kid. So Star Spangled Kid does become Starman in a way. He keeps his name as Star Spangled Kid, but he ends up using the cosmic staff of Starman. So there's that.
So that makes more sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then he ends up so rather than continue using the cosmic staff, though, he ends up devising a belt based on the technology of the cosmic staff that gave him all the powers of the cosmic staff. So it was a belt instead of a staff that gave him flight, energy projection, and matter transmutation.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can't drop it.
Yeah. And he eventually reconfigured the belt into a suit and renamed himself into Skyman.
Skyman.
Yeah. Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah. So, so then we go into Stargirl now. So now we finally get to my notes on Stargirl.
Okay.
So Stargirl, her first appearance as Courtney Whitmore wasn't until Stars and Stripes issue number 0 in 1999. So all of this, everything, so it's quite the leap, right? Because everything we've talked about has been centered in the 1940s between Sandman in 1939 and everybody else that I've talked about so far have been their first appearance in 1940 and 1941. And a lot of these stories all happened in the 1940s. Courtney, Stargirl, she doesn't get her first appearance until 1999.
So way later.
Yes. So she's a very much more recent character.
Mm.
And then her first appearance as Stargirl wasn't until JSA All-Stars, issue number 4 in 2003.
So, I like how they're bringing a lot of the newer characters into the media.
Yeah.
It makes but they're tying it back.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, especially this. The storytelling is done really well.
Yeah, because it might have been the show Stargirl that just got released, but it's the story of the Justice Society.
Yeah. Told
from her point of view.
Yeah. But yeah, so here's something. So her character Courtney Whitmore was created by Jeff Johns.
Yep.
And the character's name, appearance, and personality were all patterned after Jeff Johns' sister. Her name was Courtney as well, who died in the explosion of the TWA Flight 800 in 1996.
Oh, so he took it as a commemoration to his sister.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of sad, right?
Sad, but
nice.
She's lived on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he made his sister into a comic character, into a superhero.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So
make the best of a not so great situation.
Yeah. So she ends up being known as
she goes through quite a few different names, I believe, before she settles on Stargirl.
Well, yeah. So she first starts off as Star Spangled Kid until she's presented with the comic rod by Jack Knight, the son of Pat Knight.
Yep.
The son of the original Starman, gives her the staff, and then she becomes Stargirl. But that's all the notes that I wrote about her, because everything that I was reading up on her, the show is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So Stripesy ends up being her stepfather, and she ends up resenting him, and they end up moving the family to a different state, and she ends up resenting him, and she's going through his stuff and finds all the old costumes and finds the Star Spangled Kid's costume with the flight and everything like that, and she decides she's going to go out and fight crime and try and find the people who are responsible for the death of her father, who she thinks is her father. Which, spoiler for anybody who's watching the show, is not Starman.
I didn't think so. Well, he keeps telling her, he's not your father.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, he is. And he's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. But he's not.
He's not, I told you.
No, he's actually a criminal or some sort like that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not surprised.
No. That's usually how it turns out in comics.
Yeah, your dad ran off when you were 3 and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
My dad's a great guy out there somewhere.
Yeah.
No, he's a villain.
But yeah, and Pat ends up creating this robot called Stripe, Stripe, instead of Stripesy. A little better. Not much, but really, a little better.
Not really any better.
But he ends up creating the robot to be able to follow Courtney as she goes as superhero to try and protect her.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what we leave off in the show, and that's pretty much her origin in the comics as well. It was pretty accurate to the comic.
Yeah, like this robot's like 16 to 18 feet tall, big enough for her to ride on his back. And yeah, he just basically maintains it.
Yeah, and he's there to protect her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's our bodyguard.
Yeah, so I'm really interested to see where we go with Stargirl. Now, we haven't gone over the villains.
Nope, yep. So the Injustice Society. Let me go back to my notes, actually. Publication history.
Such great names.
Yeah, I know, right?
Did you see the last comment? Teen angst intensifies.
Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Huh?
Teen angst intensifies.
Yes. So going back to the publication history of JSA for a second. So, in 1945, in All-Star Comics issue number 24, there's a real dispute between National Comics and All-American Publications.
What's the dispute over?
I don't remember. I think this might have been the Captain Marvel dispute.
Oh, really?
I think so. I didn't look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's the Captain Marvel dispute.
Probably.
But it resulted in National Comics, all of the National Comics characters, all the characters that are part of the Justice Society that were officially part of the National Comics publication were pulled from the Justice Society of America. This is when Jay Garrick and Alan Scott returned to the JSA. And then by issue number 27, so 3 issues later, so let's say 3 months later, assuming that each issue was 1 issue a month.
Yeah.
By issue number 27, National Comics ended up buying out the major shares of All American Publications, which ended up merging the two into Detective Comics.
And that's where
the birth of DC.
Yes, DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because they were about to go under, and they had to. All right, well, we'll consolidate here.
Yeah. So the Injustice Society had their first battle against the JSA by issue number 37. So keep that. So piece that together. All right. So I just said that this dispute happened in issue number 24 in 1945. Then they got resolved, and DC got merged in issue number 27. It wasn't until issue number 37, 10 issues later, so 10 months later, was their first battle against the Injustice Society.
So prior to that, it was just a bunch of single villains.
That's right. That's right.
Until they finally got a league of villains to fight.
That's right. They got their second female character after Wonder Woman issue number 38 as Black Canary.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another important one. The explanation of what happened to the JSA was given in... So the JSA series stopped publication because the popularity of superheroes waned, and then was revitalized years later in the Silver Age of comics with Barry Allen the Flash.
Yeah.
But there was never any conclusion to what happened to the Justice Society of America. So so they were finally given a story as to what happened to them. That story was given in Adventure Comics number 466 in 1979.
So how many years did they leave it hanging?
That's 39 years. No, there's from 1951 to 1979, so that's 28 years.
They just stopped, and it was just, we don't know how the story ends.
Pretty much.
That must have been such a piss off as a reason.
Well, I mean, they brought them back with the Earth 2 and all like that, yeah. but never explained what happened to the JSA.
Right.
Yeah. So what happened was it's kind of lackluster, honestly. Most members decided to disband and retire rather than to appear in front of the Un-American Committee who were demanding them to unmask themselves. So the Un-American Committee, I don't know why the Un-American Committee, but the Un-American Committee was trying to force the JSA to reveal themselves, who their secret identity was, and instead of doing that, they all decided to just retire.
They don't appreciate us fucking.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like kind of... wasn't that what happened in The Watchmen, the original lineup in The Watchmen? They all stopped, they all quit because they were being forced to reveal who their secret identity was?
Something similar
Pretty
to
sure.
that.
Yeah, all that time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure. And something else that I read, this applies to Superman and Wonder Woman as well, but the reason why the JSA didn't go into World War II and pretty much win the war, the reason why Superman didn't win the war, because like Dr. Fate, the Spectre, it
would have just been an easy landslide, yeah.
Yeah. So to explain that, how they explained that was Hitler had access to the Spear of Destiny. And the Spear of Destiny combined with the Dragon King, his abilities, whatever those abilities are, they were very vague when I read up on them. But Dragon King with Hitler, with the Spear of Destiny, had the ability to take control of any alien life form. Or any...
powered being.
Exactly. So any power being that would try to invade World War II, they would have become a liability and would have ended up being on Hitler's side. So
we're just gonna stay out of this. You guys do get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we join, you lose.
Yeah. So that Injustice Society. I wrote down the list that was actually in the show, not the original lineup. I wrote down the list that was actually in the show.
It's probably a lot better.
Yeah. So in the show, they showed Icicle.
Yeah.
Brainwave.
Yeah.
the Fiddler, the Gambler, Sportsmaster, Shade, Tigress, the Wizard, Dragon King, and Solomon Grundy.
They showed all of them?
Yes. Either through a quick little image or through... There was one time where there was like a bunch of different sheets of information on people, and they might have been one of those. But each one of these were featured one way or another in the beginning of the season of the episode 1.
Okay.
So Icicle is depicted as the leader.
He's the main bad guy.
Yeah. If anybody watched Young Justice, Icicle, also known as Icicle Senior, does play a decently big part. His son Icicle Jr. plays a bigger part in certain episodes. But he's actually a really powerful villain. Well, actually, in recent stories, they have officially ranked Killer Frost as the most powerful of all the ice-based characters. But he's also up there in power level-wise.
Yeah, I remember in one of the animated series, he basically runs the one high max prison.
Yeah. Probably because he's the oldest. He's the original ice-based villain. Icicle. Brainwave was just like he's depicted in the show. He's a psychic ability. He is psychic supervillain. From what I read in the comics, he's more telepathy and mind control than telekinesis. And his son does become Brainwave as well. His son does become a hero at first until Brainwave dies and ends up giving his powers to his son, which ends up boosting his son's powers even more. But I think that makes him go insane and becomes a bad guy. He starts off as a good guy, but he ends up becoming a bad guy.
Makes sense. You can kind of tell even in the show. It's like, at one point he's like, "What am I thinking?" And he's trying to get his son to tap into his powers, and he's like, "You're useless. Like, you're not doing it."
Yeah. The Fiddler, he was shown in an episode of The Flash. He was one of the last season, actually, I think it was, where all the different objects that were getting possessed by dark matter. So in previous seasons to The Flash, different villains were created from dark matter, but last season of The Flash, it was people coming into possession of objects that are possessed by the dark matter. And one of those was the Fiddler. The Fiddler is a guy who has this mystical fiddle that has the ability to create sonic blasts and do various magical feats by using his fiddling. It also has fiddle-based weapons. Yeah. The Gambler is he's more of a master disguise.
Okay.
Sportsmaster. Sportsmaster originally was a character I used to think was lame. Just a guy who uses sports-themed weapons like baseballs and bats and whatnot. So I used to think he was lame until Young Justice made him a complete fucking badass.
Yes.
They made him like Taskmaster. They made him so that he has the ability to, I forgot what it's called. It's he could see an action and recreate the action exactly. It's kind of like photogenic memory, but it's a different type of memory. It's instead of something he remembers everything he reads, he remembers everything he sees.
Yeah, he's able to reenact, like move for move.
Yes.
You recreate it. You see it once. You see someone do like the hardest, move of whatever. He now knows it.
Yes. Yeah. So they introduced that aspect into Sportsmaster in the Young Justice, which I fucking loved. I mean, he goes toe to toe with Black Manta, and he goes toe to toe with all the members of the Young Justice team. Yeah. So Robin and Flash and all of them. So they made Sportsmaster a real badass.
Throwing javelins and smacking wiffle balls at you.
Yeah, and the heavy ball attached to the chain.
Yeah.
Seems to be a lot heavier than your average Olympic level heavy ball.
Yeah.
Then you have Shade. Shade is a Hawkman villain. Shade is the one who has the ability to travel through shadows
Oh, that's the one that you see this like weird hand dragging Doctor Midnight or whatever away.
Yeah, Professor Midnight. Yeah. Tigress is a Wonder Woman villain. She's going to be the villain in the next Wonder Woman movie.
Yes.
Wizard, you see him pretty prominently in the first 3 episodes as well.
Yes.
And you have the Dragon King, which I don't remember seeing the Dragon King, but we've seen his daughter quite a few times in the show.
Have we?
Yeah. The popular girl, the Asian popular girl. That's yeah.
That's his daughter.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then Solomon Grundy. I didn't go into a lot of details on all the villains because I did a lot of notes on everybody else. I didn't want to go into details on the villains, but that was the villains. I read on them real quick just so I'm a little bit familiar with all the characters.
Yeah, I just want the big one. I want to see Solomon Grundy.
Yes,
they've showed him twice. Icicle seems to have him locked away down in some prison cell.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's holding him there.
Yeah,
Grundy wants out. I'm sure he can get out.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for that big shit show to pop loose, and then waiting to see who the other survivors of the show are.
Well, so here's the thing. Here's my theory. So at the end of the 3rd episode, you see Courtney gathering the items of all the different members of the Justice Society, all the members that died.
Yeah.
So one of those I think is Alan Scott. She ended up picking up his ring, and Alan Scott has a daughter, and she becomes Jade in the comics. And so I've got a feeling she's going to find his daughter, give her the ring, and she'll become Jade.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's the band of misfits she sits with at lunch. Those are all the...
Yeah, that could be.
I'm pretty sure that's who's going to become all the
new Justice Society.
The heirs to the society.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have Jade. She grabbed the pen, and like I said, there's been multiple possessors of the genie, so...
Yeah.
So that's going to be the next Johnny Thunder. It's going to be like John Thunder or Jordan Thunder or something like that.
Whatever his name is, it won't matter. But
what else was there? There was the pen. There was the ring. There was... I don't know what else was there.
There's a few items.
There's a few items.
Yeah.
Probably Sandman's gun. Maybe
she had Dr. Fate's helmet.
Was there a Dr. Fate's helmet?
Yeah.
How did Dr. Fate die? Who in this lineup killed Dr. Fate? Solomon Grundy? The Wizard? No way the Wizard.
Neither of them have the power. Like, Fate's invulnerable to everything, is he not? I would say Shade, if anything.
Maybe Brainwave? Brainwave. Could have been Brainwave.
Why?
Well, because Dr. Fate is still vulnerable. He can still be knocked out.
You essentially have to take the helmet off.
No, even with the helmet on, you can knock him out.
Oh.
Yeah, he can be overpowered. He has been knocked out before. So...
Can't be killed.
What's that?
Just can't be killed.
I don't think so. Well, not easily, because Naboo is really powerful.
Yeah.
Now, Spectre, you can't kill.
Huh.
But the Spectre doesn't have an item to pass down either.
No, well, he's also possessing a dead guy.
Yes. Yes.
So he doesn't have to pass down shit.
No.
So, promise.
Yes.
The show's got a lot of promise. I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what becomes after this of the greater picture, the scheme of things now that the Crisis on Infinite Earth is over. And now that they're showing us Earth 2, they're going to be able to now integrate Earth 2 into Crisis, into Earth, whatever, what is it now? What are we on, 16? Or what's our Earth? Earth 1?
Yeah, main Earth is Earth 1.
Okay.
But one character I didn't mention in today's episode, he does become a member of the Justice Society. When I was doing my research, it was kind of vague as to when he becomes a member, but he does become a member as Red Tornado.
Mm-hmm. That's another one.
Yeah. And I'm hoping we get to see him in this show.
Yeah, Hawk Girl is supposed to be part of the team too. And you gotta remember, even if they died,
they get reincarnated. So there's no real death to Hawkman.
We should see them.
Yes.
We should see them.
Yes.
There's a lot of them we should see.
Yes.
We won't see Wonder Woman because of rights and her, what is it, 1984 movie?
Yeah.
We won't see Batman.
Well, also, it's different Wonder Woman, right? The Wonder Woman that we're seeing in the movies, that's Earth 1 Wonder Woman.
Right.
This is Earth 2 Wonder Woman.
So you think we'll see her?
It's a possibility.
Will we see Batman?
That's also a possibility. These are all Earth 2 characters.
Superman?
These are all Earth 2 characters.
Since it is supposed to be like a next generation, do you think instead of Wonder Woman, it could be Wonder Woman's daughter?
Donna Troy?
Like in Titans?
Yeah.
Donna?
Yeah, I would like that. Doubtful, but I would like that.
Yeah, I don't really care how they go. I'm interested to see what they do with it.
They can't do Superboy because he's already in Teen Titans, or in Titans. Same with Robin, he's in Titans. All the Robins are in Titans.
Is there even a point in doing Batman and Superman?
No, there's really no point.
Don't add them in.
No. Even Wonder Woman, they don't need to add her in. Black Canary, they probably won't. Well, it's not CW, so they can do a different Black Canary.
I think the question more is, do they want to?
Probably
After they've
not.
invested that much into that Black Canary.
Probably not.
Or the Black Canary of the Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
Her.
And, well, yeah, that's different. That's another Earth version of Black Canary. Well, I still haven't seen that movie.
It was good. It was good.
I'll take your word for it.
It was good.
Here's the thing. Do you think that the Justice Society will continue within Stargirl as a team within the Stargirl show?
I think so.
Or do you think they'll eventually try and spin Justice Society off?
That's a possibility, but
you
I think it's...
You think season 1 will be Stargirl and season 2 will be Justice Society?
Like obviously the Justice, like it'll be, like part of it will be her like rebuilding the Justice Society. But eventually do you think the Justice Society will spin off into its own show concurrent with Stargirl?
Kind of like Titans with Doom Patrol did.
Yeah.
Or Mayans with Sons of Anarchy.
Possibly. But since it's still like, this is like episode 3.
Yeah.
Not likely. Probably going to be...
They might wrap it up.
Well, they might do like Buffy. Buffy had her team. Stargirl has her team. And that's the Justice Society. Mm-hmm. So the show's called Stargirl, but really the show is the Justice Society.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Is what my theory is going to be. Is.
Likely.
Yes.
Likely. Now, what are you waiting for in the show? What do you expect to come out of it? Are we expecting...
Well, I can't wait to see Solomon Grundy.
Are we expecting to see a Starman again?
No, I don't expect to see Starman.
Maybe flashbacks with him.
Maybe. I am expecting to see Wildcat again, because remember, 9 lives.
Yes.
So I'm expecting to see Wildcat again.
I'm expecting to see a version of Dr. Fate.
Yes, I can't wait to see Dr. Fate.
Yeah, I hope they don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
I hope they don't fuck it up. Because we've seen Dr. Fate and things before. I think he was in Smallville.
Yeah.
But
so was Stargirl.
She was in Smallville?
Yeah.
She was. I forgot they did the Justice Society. Cause I can't remember who the other characters were with her. Star Spangled Kid.
Yeah.
Wasn't Hawkgirl part of it?
Hawkman. Hawkman was in Smallville.
Yeah.
Dr. Fate.
There's an ice dude or something. I can't remember. It's been so long. Smallville's so fucking old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those episodes. There's, I think, 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 3 episodes where they brought the Justice Society in.
Mm-hmm. I also didn't write it down, but I'm pretty sure when I was doing my research on Captain Marvel or Shazam became a member of Justice Society at one point as well.
Probably.
Pretty sure he does.
Probably. Well, I think that's all we got for this week.
Yeah. Actually, one more thing. Shazam does tie into Justice Society, but more modern.
What?
So Courtney and Shazam ends up hooking up because Shazam, Billy Batson, is like the same age as her. They're both 15 years old. But when he's Shazam, he's not 15 years old. So it looks like a full-grown adult trying to have a relationship with a 15-year-old girl.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Not, but is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of awkward, right?
Well, I pictured them trying to explain it to people. That's why I think...
Instead of revealing who he really is to the Justice League, he ends up breaking it off with her.
Now, don't they find out who he is? The Justice League finds out who... Shazam is eventually.
Yeah, this is. I think this is after New 52, so like they don't know who he is anymore. They don't actually
know who he is. No. So
Batman knows. I think the Batman's the only one who might know.
Batman's probably like, sorry, Billy.
Yeah.
You had the girl.
He just swings in after Shazam breaks up.
Batman is totally Mr. Steal Your Girl.
And in a future, Stargirl ends up marrying Atom Smasher, who was in an episode of Flash, but as a villain portrayed by Edge.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was just one episode.
No. I don't remember. Yeah. There's been too many shitty Flash episodes that I just don't remember.
It was like season 2 or season 3, first episode, Atom Smasher. It was because he came from Earth 2. He was the first villain from Earth 2, and it was Edge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has the ability to grow super big.
Still don't fucking remember. Flash has kind of worn its limits with me. I'm pretty done with Flash.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just boring.
See, for me, Batgirl. And so, found out that Ruby Rose...
she's getting replaced for season 2?
Yeah, she left the show. Which, I'm hoping they replace her with somebody who actually knows how to fight. Because the amount of cuts Batgirl had during her fights...
I watched the pilot and that was it.
Yeah, the pilot was good, actually. The pilot was good for the fight scenes. Every episode after that, the cuts are just atrocious. I can
barely make it through the pilot. Thank God I didn't try and go any farther.
She can't fight. It's quite obvious she can't fight.
No.
And you compare the fight scenes for Batgirl, or Batwoman, I should say, because it's Supergirl, Batwoman. So Batwoman, you compare the fight scenes from her show to the fight scenes in Arrow. But then again, you show me that video of Stephen Amell doing
He's for real.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah. He did the American Ninja Warrior course, and he's just up there. He's like,
he did the whole thing, and he did bonus.
He's like, give me more.
Yeah,
I want more. For every one more, I do 10,000 to charity.
Yeah. Well, he ended up doing the whatever it's called, the
salmon ladder.
Yeah. Yeah. He ended up doing that just
salmon ladder. Whatever it is.
Yeah, he ended up doing that just for kicks afterwards. Just fucking boom, boom, boom.
Well, it was in one of the final episodes of Arrow. They finally showed John Diggle doing it, and he's like, "Oh, this is as hard as he made it look to be." And then you see Wild Dog, yeah, because your arms are the size of fucking trees. If I had arms like you, yeah, it'd be easy. Fuck off.
Honestly, though, I got big arms, so I wouldn't have to do it because it's more than just having big arms. You have to have a strong fucking core to be able to do that exercise.
Yeah, Diggle's like, yeah, whatever.
It's not about your bicep strength. It's more about your core for that exercise.
Yeah. that quick hip burst.
Yeah.
So
that's all I got. That's all. Unless you had it, you did any research and found anything else.
Trying to think here, Justice Society. That's probably about it.
Yeah.
I think we covered the majority of it. There was one thing I had here on what her name was originally, I think, because she changed her name a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Stargirl. Oh, never mind. I think that's for the new Stargirl movie. That other non-DC related thing. So, that leaves us with next week. Who do we want to do?
Who do we got, Kenny? Do we have a...
It was undecided, but someone in chat was like, we could do Blade or Cable, or we could also do Namor if we want to think about cool water.
Blade or Cable?
I would love to do Cable.
Let's do Cable.
Let's do Cable.
Let's do Cable. I recently watched Deadpool 2.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Let's do Cable.
Cable next week? Okay.
So, we're kicking it back over to Marvel. And good guy?
Yes.
Just say, not anti-hero.
No, he's straight up good guy.
He's just straight up good guy.
Yeah, Soldier of Fortune.
Yeah. Alright, cool. So, Mercenary of Death, time traveling...
Time traveling badass.
I was just saying, what is he?
He's a time traveling badass is what he is.
So he's like an Omega level mutant.
Yes.
So, we got some cool shit coming your way next week, so stay tuned. Thanks for checking us out. We got our first 3 episodes of Season 2 up on YouTube now, so you can go ahead and check out what we've got going on. From early in this season, we have pretty much everything
Lex,
from season 1.
Juggernaut, and Hawkman are up right now.
I noticed that, actually. I was on our YouTube channel today, and I saw that.
Alright, so we're about to sign out, but we got reruns playing, so we got Juggernaut and Hawkman episodes about to air. So stay tuned for those, and enjoy, follow, like, and we'll see you guys next week.
Cheers.
Have a good one.